What's up, guys? So, I have to talk about this whole thing with Donald Trump and Twitter. Now, with politics, I would like to say that I'm a neutral party. I have certain views on things, but I'll just say I'm a neutral party. I would say I'm a financial conservative, and I like to see a government not in debt. So, I also don't like big government. That's kind of my political views, if you will. Now, it's really interesting because what's been driving me nuts with Donald Trump is he literally is pissing off people that could hurt the United States just on Twitter. Now, you look at this quote right here. North Korea just stated that it's in the final stages of developing a nuclear weapon capable of reaching parts of the U.S. It won't happen. Okay, now, here's my perspective on North Korea. With North Korea, you basically have an insecure dictator who is trying to assert himself, and he's even killing people in his own family. He's killing anybody that he sees as a threat to his power because he's insecure and he basically wants to assert his power. Now, if you basically come along as Donald Trump and tweet and say, hey, we're going to take that power away from you, that's going to piss him off, okay? In fact, that's actually going to make North Korea accelerate its nuclear capabilities and probably make them more likely to launch missile tests, which is exactly what they've been doing. So, this was kind of a dumb move. Let's look at this one. So, there's this guy named Prince Alaweed Talal, okay? So, Alaweed Talal basically tweets and hammers Donald Trump on his immigration plan. And then Trump tweets back and calls him Dopey Prince Alaweed Talal wants to control our U.S. politicians with daddy's money. Can't do it when I get elected. Trump 2016. Okay, now this is pretty funny. I gotta admit, this is probably one of the funniest things during the campaign because this is like ultimate trolling, right? So this guy's sitting there trying to give Trump a hard time, and Trump comes right back and insults this guy. But you don't know who this guy knows. I mean, I believe he's a Saudi prince. Let me get my facts straight. I believe he is a Saudi prince. Yeah, okay, so he's Saudi. So you don't know if this guy's connected to terrorist networks. You don't know, like, what this guy's capable of, so why piss him off for no reason? I mean, seriously, like, there's no point in just pissing this guy off for no reason. But I think what was actually behind this, and this will kind of crack you up, is, okay, if you look at top 10 largest private jets in the world, okay, and this is super immature, but there was actually a point where
you've been selected to participate in a short 30-second survey.
Whoa, there's a commercial popping up on my computer. Oh, this website, man, they got pop-ups on here. Anyways, 10 largest private jets in the world. It's interesting because I think at one point Donald Trump actually had, like, I think he was a point where he actually had the biggest private jet in the world. So you can see Donald Trump now, he's number 5 with a 757, but I believe there was a point where he actually had the biggest private jet until Alaweed Talal came along and made a bigger jet. and then you had Roman Abramovich come along, and then we had the Sultan of Brunei come along a little bit later, and then Alaweed Talal apparently felt insecure or something, so he had to build the biggest one, okay? So I believe that there is some bad blood here in terms of who has the biggest private jet, which probably led to the cause of that insult. But still, man, this is kind of what billionaires do. They sit there and argue about who's got the biggest plane, who's got the biggest yacht, basically who's got the biggest phallic symbol, if you will, but it's just super immature. So anyways, this whole Twitter thing, it needs to stop because you do not want to piss off a world leader on Twitter or somebody that's influential that could fund terrorism just because of Twitter. And you have to realize, like, there's people, it's like in America, like, we kind of have a sense of humor a little bit. Well, we do and we don't, actually. And I will say, even with billionaires, like, they are very prideful people. They're, not all of them, but there are some that are very prideful because they've had to work really hard to build that wealth. But there are literally stories of billionaires where somebody's insulted them and they will come back 5 years later, 10 years later, whatever, and they will literally find a way to take somebody down because they hate them that much because they were insulted. So this whole thing about insulting Alaweed Talal, who knows where that's going to go? I mean, if this guy has connections with certain people that want to hurt the U.S., he could be a very big problem. So it's just not smart to make enemies, especially over Twitter. It's just totally stupid. So that's been my big beef with all this tweeting and stuff, is that I don't think that he's actually going to start World War III over tweets. but you don't want to piss off certain people and accelerate certain things. Like North Korea, yeah, they're a problem. Yeah, we're going to have to deal with them at some point, but you don't want to accelerate that process by kind of poking the fire a little bit, because that's just stupid. So anyways, that's just kind of my perspective on all this tweeting stuff. It just seems like it's a little bit unnecessary. I think we can all agree on that, because what's the point of starting a conflict over nothing, right? Now, people that aren't in political positions, yeah, go tweet up a storm, but when you are the president of the United States, you do not want to piss off other countries just over Twitter. That is absolutely retarded. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Feel free to subscribe. We'll have a lot more content coming your way. Political news, sports commentary, whatever else I decide to talk about. It's a variety show. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Feel free to subscribe, and we will have a lot more content coming your way.